Welcome, people. Now, some of us go through each day searching for our why, the purpose of our existence. If I ask you what is the reason that you woke up today, what would that answer be? Now, some stumble in their searches while others make really successful discoveries in an attempt to answer this question. Now, there are also many who have successfully identified their purpose, but still veer into different paths, get diverted by different pursuits. Perhaps this is the reason why I have selected for the subject for today's video. It is really a legitimate question to ask yourself. And what I'm going to show you through this video is a step-by-step guide on how to find your purpose. If you look at it, you need to understand the importance of knowing your why. So the first thing that we will be covering today is to know the why behind your why. If you remember Simon Sinek, the author of the book Find Your Why, which is a practical guide for finding purpose for you and for your team. In his book, he writes that it is only when you understand your why, the real purpose, that you will be more capable of pursuing the things that give you this fulfillment. It will serve as a point of reference for all your actions, for all your decisions, for all the momentum in your life, allowing you to measure your progress and know when exactly and if you have met your goals or no. So let us deep dive into this particular Know Your Why video. And before I dive into this, let me also share my experience with the term called ikigai. I have put many posts before this as well, wherein I have experienced my ikigai. Now, ikigai is a Japanese term which can be translated meaning a reason for being. The exact meaning of ikigai is the reason for being or for the purpose of life, if you translate it into English. This is anything that gives a deep sense of purpose to a person's life and makes it worthwhile. It is what you get up for every morning. Now, let me go into my mind map here and let me show you 6 reasons, the why behind a why. Now, if you like to know the why behind the why, it is important for us to understand the importance of knowing our why and the benefits of what it will do if you really are able to know why you want to know the purpose behind your life. So the first reason is that it provides absolute clarity in your life. Now, people who have a sense of purpose are often seen as being unstoppable. They are really very passionate in what they do. They are capable of shaping their lives in a way that they want. Now, when you become laser focused, you will have no question about what are you getting up for each and every day to accomplish. Believe me, it's a beautiful thing to know, because every morning when you get up, you know that this is why I am going to get up. This is what I'm going to do today. This is my purpose. And on the other hand, without knowing your purpose, you will be unclear about what you want out of life and become prone to wasting your time on futile projects, endeavors, jobs. Now, this can really leave you confused and cause you to lack that confidence that you require in your work. So this is the primary reason why you need to know your why. Also, it infuses you with passion for your goals. Now, when you know your purpose in life, You are more deeply committed to pursuing your goals. The idea behind this is that you will never have to settle for less than what you want in life. This chances are slim that your ultimate goal is to work for someone else or become somebody's assistant or become a employee and keep on. So you have never woke up, or you have never said that this is what I want to become. I want to become somebody's employee. I want to be employed by somebody else. I want to become somebody's assistant. I want to work for a master. We never say this. You probably want to create your own way. And this goal, believe me, can only be fueled by becoming passionate. Only if you are passionate enough, you will be able to achieve this goal. It also helps you to live healthier and longer. Now, when you know that you have to live longer, correct? That's something that we all want to live. Numerous studies have shown that having a purpose in life leads to longer lifespans in older adults. This may be because when you are living with a purpose, you adopt a completely different perspective of life or different focus, looking forward to the day when your purpose is fulfilled. And this goes on every day. So this causes everyday stressors to become less influential and have a very small impact. The stress has a very small impact on your overall well-being. Not only that, it keeps you focused on your goals. And this is very important, because to stay focused on your goals, they must be really important for you. And when you have identified your life's purpose, it's easier to focus on what truly matters for you. You will be better equipped with avoiding distractions in order to reach towards that vision. You will practice this trait even if you are at workplace, even if you are at home, even you are in a party, you are in a social setting with friends. At all times, you are focused on your vision, your purpose, and your subconscious mind can try to trick you into believing that you want one thing, when as in reality, these things do very little to help you out of your purpose. For example, let's say you are entering a college and your passion in life is art. Everyone you know is going into a business or another field that is less subjective. So to tell yourself that measuring or majoring to become a major in business or doing an MBA is what you want to do, because this is what you feel like you should do. But doing so will not really let you live the life of fulfillment, of finding your purpose or living a life to your purpose. If you are clear on what your why is, you won't waste time on trying to obtain pointless goals, go in different directions. And this is very important for you in order to live that life with integrity. So the next one is it also helps you to develop resilience. Now, what do we mean by developing resilience? See, in order to know people who have a deep sense of purpose in life, they are better at finding a meaning in the setbacks. So, for example, I'll give you my own example. When I lost my job a couple of years ago, the way I have taken that I always knew that I have an excellent skill in communication. Neuro-linguistic programming or NLP is something that I always wanted to do. I have been doing this for the past 10-15 years, irrespective of what my job is. This is a practice. I have been living a life as an NLPer. Now, when things used to happen which are not really very interesting, not really very happy, For example, losing my job. I have always found a deeper meaning in that. Meaning, so one of the beliefs that I have is that whatever happens, it happens for the good. And I know that there is a bigger plan for the universe, which has been planned for me. And when I lose something, I know there is a reason behind it, because unless you let things move away, no new things can come in. So for example, take a glass of water. If your glass of water is full up to the brim, filled with water, and somebody comes with a jar of the best juice that you like, and he offers you that you can drink this juice if you like. Now, unless you have only one glass that you can use, so unless you are able to empty that glass somewhere, you will not be able to fill it with better things. And that's the same concept about life which I follow. So this helps you to develop resilience. When you know your purpose, you have a feeling of mastery that helps you to let go of anything that goes wrong in your life, that is irrelevant to your core values. This means that you can learn from life's hardship and bounce back quickly from adversities. So this is the best thing that I have learned personally, to be able to deal with setbacks in a completely different way, knowing my purpose in life. And finally, it allows you to live a life with integrity. Those who know their purpose in life understand who they are and what they are here for. They are more satisfied in general because they are living true to their core values. When this is the case, a person doesn't have to put up a face, it doesn't have to put up a facade, or act like they are passionate about a job that they truly dislike. Believe me, I have seen many people. I am an NLP coach, and when I coach people, initially in the earlier interaction, when I have just met them, people come out and say, oh, this is an amazing job and I love it. However, there are some challenges. And when we go down deeper, you will find that these challenges are really what they are saying is they were just putting up a face that they really love. And this boils down to, so by the end of a few sessions, when we end the journey, they are like, thank you so much, because now I know that this was not what I was meant for. And many of them have changed their jobs or moved on from one job to the other for the same reason, because they do not find their integrity. Instead, their passion is genuine for everything that they do. And they always show up as their true selves once they know, or once you know what you are or where your passion lies. I have also posted today a video on my LinkedIn platform. I may probably share the link here as well, which is between Oprah Winfrey and Eckhart Tolle. They are discussing a section of Eckhart Tolle's new book. It was an old book. This was an old video called New Earth, the awakening to your life's purpose. And this discussion centers on the people's feeling of dissatisfaction about life, the pursuit of fulfillment, and the difference between inner and outer purpose. And this is very important for you to understand what's your inner purpose and what's your outer purpose, and the importance of being centered and present in the now as a life purpose. It's an amazing video. I will be sharing the link in the comments. So now that you know the importance of why do you want to find your why, let's look at some of the strategies you can use to find your purpose in life. So let me just go to, I have 12 pointers here. Let me close the earlier note so that we are very clear on our this thing. So the first pointer on the how is to identify the things you can do to make other people's life better. Now, if you are able to identify what you can do to make other people's life better, having that self-awareness itself is a great achievement. However, doing something that will benefit others more than yourself is truly amazing. And you will find this when you actually do it. In fact, research has shown that people who have a sense of purpose and are grateful for the life they are living often contribute more to the world, which go beyond themselves. And those who do not have this sense of gratitude, they are not really able to contribute because they are so within themselves, trying to achieve the smaller aspects of life, whether it is that sense of gratification over small purposes and so on. Now, this might be because if someone can see how others benefit their life, that person will be more motivated to give back to humanity. And that is the reason what research has shown, that people who are altruistic also report having a strong sense of purpose. The feeling of making a difference in the world or in somebody else's life is ultimately the most important thing for your own joy and fulfillment. And this importance is at par with your purpose. It's in parallel, it runs like a railway track. So that being the first one. The second one is to think back to the activities you did that made you forget about the passage of time. What was the last thing that you did wherein you sat for hours together, not knowing time has passed, until somebody came in, your family member or the friend, or phone rang or a mobile this thing, and you came to know, oh, 2 hours, 3 hours, maybe 10 hours have passed and I did not even realize. I had no food, no water or whatever. You have probably heard people say, time flies when you are having fun. Moments like this are what a psychologist call being in flow. It's called the flow. And what spirituals call connecting with the divine. It's like you have connected at a completely different level. Whatever is the case for you, these activities are where your passion lie. Now, you are fulfilling your purpose when you're doing something that energizes you rather than something that drains your energy and leaves you feeling exhausted. So if you are going on daily on your regular job, and if you feel that it is really going into a kind of a room or an institution where your energy is drained out, you have people around who are not really like-minded, then probably that's not the right thing. Because when you are living a life of your purpose, you are not left wondering why is it 5 o'clock yet, or whatever time. So here in Qatar, we go from 7 in the morning to 3 for most of jobs. So here we use that analogy, that is it going to be 3 o'clock, or why is it not 3 o'clock yet? So, or a 9 to 5 job. So why is it not 5 o'clock? So if that is the case, probably you are not in the in the right flow, if I may use the word. The third thing is to really recall what you like to do when you were a kid. You can see glimpses of your purpose by remembering the things that you just did for the sheer fun of being a child. As you reflect upon the story of your life, go back to those days. It's easy to pick up on certain patterns that tend to repeat themselves. And with NLP, I do a lot of work with finding out what people's patterns are. Because these patterns tend to repeat themselves over and over again. And some trends in the activities that you have done in the past have been repeating even in the present. So whatever you have been doing in your childhood, those are some things, those patterns which have developed are repeating in your adulthood as well. These patterns may hold clues to your purpose. What have you found enjoyment in your entire life? We have tendencies to touch or lose the touch with the things that we loved as children. As we become adult, as we get into these job pressures, societal pressures, they take away certain passions out of us. If you ask me, how did I find my ikigai? This was one of the things that I did with one of my ikigai mentors. Her name is Suchi Deshpande, wherein she asked me the same questions. Go back to your childhood and find out what you were doing and you liked the most. And I found out that for me, reading comics and looking at something like the comics there were Indrajal comics, and it was Mandrake the magician who used to play with words, who used to use hypnosis as a part of as a superhero. Now that is what intrigued me. How can somebody use the power of words and influence someone? How can you use communication? How can you use your words or language to create or take people into a completely different zone? And that was what I found that I have been doing as a pattern even when I am an adult. And as I said, I've been doing this for 15 years. To do something and carry on for 10, 15 years is not a short. It's not something that is that you won't like doing. As adults, we often believe that we should only do things that we are somehow rewarded for. This transactional nature of our society leaves us disconnected from doing the things we truly love. And this is why you would want to recall what you like to do when you were a kid. Now think about the things that you are willing to do even if you look like a fool. This is going to be very interesting, because before you can do something well, at some point you have to do it without any competence or the knowledge about what you are doing. And in order to continue working at something, even after you have made some mistakes and embarrassed yourself in doing so, you really have to be passionate about doing this. Yesterday, I was planning to do my Facebook Live as my first inner circle call. And I started on time, but unfortunately, there were some technical difficulties and I was not able to do it. And then I recorded my video just like what I'm doing now. And I presented this and I acknowledged that, yes, it was an embarrassing situation because just before going live, I was not able to do it. But that did not stop me. I came out with an alternative and posted the video at the end of the day. You can find the link in the comment below, and if you like, you would want to watch that video as well. It talks about my vision, my mission for developing 1,000+ participant core group called the NLP Masterminds. So coming back to our purpose, these activities are meaningful enough for you that you do them regardless of other people's opinion. You don't feel what other people will say, because this gives you the maximum satisfaction within your inner self. Now, people avoid embarrassment for obvious reasons. But if you avoid doing anything that has a potential to embarrass you, then that won't end up doing anything which feels meaningful. Because feeling foolish comes with a territory when you are on the path to achieve something important or significant. The more intimidated you are by a major decision, the more probably there is a need for you to be doing it. So you need to understand this. The next time you feel, if you are doing something which is difficult as a decision, please make sure that you think and then try to do it. The next one is to observe what people ask you when they come for you to ask for help. Why do people come? Is it something specific? It is a talent or a skill that you have. Are you a sounding board for your friends? If they have any concerns, they come and say, okay, let's go to A, B, C, let's go to you, whatever So let's go to dash and put your name in this. So if I have any issues, the first person that comes to my mind is you, and put your name there. What do people thank you for? Because appreciation for other people can help you fuel your own work. You may not be able to see your strengths like others because they come naturally to you. And I have seen this in my personal life very closely. I work with one of the royal family members of the state of Qatar, and he has a natural talent to find out how things connect with others. So he is a naturally born innovator, entrepreneur, and he connects things in a completely different way, which you will never be able to imagine. And this has really helped me learn that. And when we do speak over this, that if we need to find out how this strength, they would not know because it comes naturally to him. There are some things which come naturally to me. There are many things that come naturally to you, which you may not know. But if you ask your people around, what do they find as your strength, you will be able to know that, well, these are some of the things that you do passionately, automatically. Look for those common themes in reasons behind why people reach you in times of their need. That will give you an answer for what your passion may be. I'll give you another example. You might not realize the ways in which you inspire your friends to want to be like you. What do I mean by this? That there are many people who feel that, we need to be able to communicate like Avinash does, or we should be able to coach others like Avinash does, for example, and replace the name again by your own name. There will be other things that you do naturally. If you ask your friends directly what they believe your strengths might be, they might say something like, you are great at being proactive in solving problems, rather than being reactive once a problem occurs, right? Now, this is a simple statement. Now, you need to tie this to your strengths, to your why, to find out what your real why is. So take those statements, combine it into, you write it down that these are some of the things, and then you see a common thread of what could possibly your why be. Imagine what you would be doing if you learned that you only had 1 year left to live. Most people don't like thinking about death, but death forces us to focus on the truly important things in life that matter. Knowing this often leads you to realize what your why is. It allows you to let go of things that are trivial or distracting in nature. That may be the only thing that can give you a clear perspective on the values of your life. How do you want people to remember you? What is that legacy that you want to leave behind? When people do not feel like they have a sense of direction or purpose, it is because they haven't figured out yet what's important to them or what their core values are. And if you aren't living in line with your own values, your values or priorities that you are living for, discovering your why in life means that you have found a way to spend that limited amount of time here on earth to your fullest fulfilled life. So this is very important for you to imagine, and you can do this exercise. Just imagine why. What would you do if you had only 1 year to live? Enumerate the things for which you would be willing to go that extra mile. Write it down. Find out what are the things that, regardless of failures or setbacks, you will still make an effort to do. Get up again. If you fall down, get up again, and if you will learn from your mistakes. A lot of people don't understand that passion is a result of an action rather than the cause of it. Let me repeat this again. Most people do not understand that passion is a result of an action rather than a cause of it. You won't find your passion by being complacent. It's not like every day you go to sleep and you wake up and just think that, oh, I need to know my passion and I will not do anything until I get my passion right. It's a trial and error process. I have been through it. I'm sharing my personal experience. You aren't willing to go out of your way to do something. If you are not able to do that, then you are truly not passionate about it. You have to have that struggle. You have to really go through that rut to find out your passion. If you're given a chance to teach others, especially young kids, what would you teach them? Now, if you go out and look at what is it that you, as we talked earlier about the natural talent that you have, the natural skill that you come with, consider this question that have the point 8. You are really thinking about what you would change about the world, or what knowledge you want to pass on to the future generations. Now, this question also forces you to reflect on the things in life that you believe you are truly competent in and are able to teach other people about. How would you want to improve other people's life, or where do you believe there is a gap in the knowledge that you could fill? I'll give you my own example again. See, this is the reason why I'm doing this video, is because I have gone through this myself and I really want to give back of what really means to know your purpose. If you go to my earlier video that I mentioned in NLP Masterminds, the inner circle call, which is a link on my Facebook page, I'll share that here as well. You will find that I share my vision and mission. And the biggest problem that I talked about is about the current education system, which gives you a lot of information but does not give you a reason for transformation. What do I mean by that? It will teach you science, maths, geography, history, and all those things that are academically probably good. However, when you grow up in real life, there are real life challenges, and things like persuasive communication, influential connections, networking, collaboration, creativity and creation within and without, all these things, have you ever imagined that somebody is going to teach you? If you had been learning this in school, believe me, that today you would have been a completely different personality. And that's my why. I really want to be able to give back to the society and fill in this gap of knowledge which is not taught in school. I would love, and I have been doing Young Entrepreneurs Program for many years now. I have, if you go to my website, www.avinashdeshpande.com, there are testimonials from students who are being with me for 2, 3, 4 years. And they will really speak their heart out when they say that this is how they had changed their lives. So this is one important aspect that you need to understand. Then also, once you know this, what task at work would you do for free if you did not need that paycheck? So for example, if you know that this is something that you have been asked to do, you do your work to live. Do you do your work because you want to make a living, or do you live to work? Ask yourself this question, because if you're doing something that you are passionate about, it won't feel like work. Making this video for others to benefit from, no matter how much time it takes, is not like work for me. It is something that comes out from within, and you will feel it. You will feel this passion for that comes out from within. There will never be a Sunday night where you are dreading the imminent Monday morning. Now in this part of the world, it's the Saturday night and the Sunday morning, but I'm talking most of my audience is in India. So there will never be a Sunday night where you are really dreading that, it's called the Monday morning blues. And if that is the case, then probably your flow needs to change. What part of your work comes easy to you because you are happy while you are doing it? You need to answer this question. Aligning your professional life with your purpose is a critical, important part of living out your why. Because you can also ask, what usually is the reason why people thank you, for example? That's the other way to find out your why. Similar to observing why people come to you for help, as we did in the earlier point. How do people find value in your contribution? When you speak, when you give something, how do they find value? Do you give great advice? Are you willing to take that extra time out of your day to help your friends with something in particular? Think about the things that you do for people that are unique. And this would probably lead to your why. Because if you are given a chance to do something that you love and not worry about your paycheck, your salary, what would that one thing be? Because this question is a great way to discover your passion. What would you do with all your free time if money was not an issue? So imagine, and this is one of the things that I do in my coaching, ask people, what is that amount that you are looking out for when you turn 65 years of age? And imagine that amount, whatever that amount is. So first of all, people struggle to come up with that amount because no matter how much, it's always less. So for the exercise purpose, I ask them to just do it and come up with a number. And it could be whatever that number is. Now imagine that amount is being given into your bank account. So I transfer that amount in your bank account. Just imagine this. If you don't have to work one day in life. You have complete free time. What would you do with that free time? If you are not motivated by money, the only other thing that you can be motivated by is time. And how would you spend that time would certainly be on something that you love doing. So this is another way to find out your why. And the last one is about what is your happiest moment or the happiest memory of your childhood. Did you love to be on stage performing as a child? I used to do this. I started my performance, my acting when I was in my 10th standard, probably 9th. It was the annual day of the school, and I was chosen to participate in the annual performance in one of the dramas, and that's where it started. And for the next entire term, I have been doing that. In my college years, I have been here doing intercollegiate competitions, and most of you who are close to me would know this, that I have been performing on stage. However, with the corporate life, this was not pursued as my the main area of income. Maybe you as a person loved certain classes in those elementary school that you couldn't necessarily apply to your career. Maybe it is art, maybe it is science, maybe it is sculpture. Think back to what you had a passion before adult life got in the way, and find out a way to tie your current life back to those original interests. So if you see in my case, what I had learned as a passion, right? Performing, for example, it's a way of communication. And that's what I have now incorporated. So if you see my videos, they are very animated. I do a lot of hand gestures. So this comes naturally to me. This is not something that I do it for the video. It is just me naturally. So find out what really that part is, because finding your why is important not only for your success in your professional and personal life, that is core, that's for sure that you will get it, but also for your personal well-being, for your health, for your relationships, for your longevity. If you want to live a long life, you need to find your purpose. Hopefully, the tips or the things that I have presented today on discovering your why can help you find out, identify your own purpose and implement that in all areas of life. Now, to make this process a little bit easier, I'll find out if I can come up with a course on this, which can give you detailed worksheets, which can give you thought-provoking stories that can be of help for you, or life purpose questionnaires that I can pull in together and put it as a course. And I would like to know in the comments below, please do comment below if you would like to have this course converted into a course, maybe for a 2 or 3 hour course that I can take you through. And if this is something of interest, of course, I'll put it on a platform where it would be a paid course. So this is again a feedback that I would want. And I'm doing this for understanding. If this is something that is of interest to you, I can develop a course for this, put it on a platform, and also mention if you would like to be a part of this course. Would you like to buy this course? Would you be interested in knowing deeper into knowing your why, finding out your purpose, and making your life, health, wealth, relationships a lot more purposeful than what you are today? Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope I was able to give you a lot of value. Whatever you have understood, if you have taken notes, please post them on the links below, on the comments below. And I would be grateful for that, because then I would be able to turn those comments, whatever those are, into further action for you, so that I can give back more to you. So thank you so much again. I hope this was a valuable session, and I will do many sessions in my inner circle masterclass or inner circle mastermind, which I do on Saturdays at 8 p.m. India time. So join me on the NLP Masterminds on Facebook group. It's called NLP Masterminds, and I'll be more than happy to welcome you in my group, and then do this and every Saturday, every week. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful, wonderful, purposeful, inflow life. Thank you.